Good day everyone, and welcome to Adventures with Parker. Today we are continuing with my solo trip to Florida as I visit Universal Studios. Of course, in my last vlog we hit up Universal's other park, Islands of Adventure, and like I said there, it had been 8 years since my last visit to Universal. So just as it was with that park, there was a lot that I needed to catch up on during this visit to Universal Studios Florida, including Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, the Fast and Furious ride, Bourne Stunt Spectacular, and of course I had to take this opportunity to re-ride some of my favorites around the park. This visit was extra special because it coincided with the park's annual Mardi Gras event, which runs from February, when Mardi Gras actually happens, all the way up until Easter. So yeah, it runs for a couple of months there, but it includes a parade, all of the food booths, and a bunch of fun things like that. So yeah, I had never been in the park when that event was going on, so that was kind of a fun new experience for me to partake in. So I guess without any further ado, let the Universal Studios adventures begin. Alrighty, first ride of the day is complete, and I did Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. This is a simulator type attraction here at Universal, and it's pretty cute. It's not usually a ride I prioritize, and honestly, I could have skipped it today. However, because I was there right at opening and the line wasn't too bad, I figured if I'm gonna do it, I had to do it right then and there. Otherwise, I mean, it gets over an hour wait, and for me, it's not worth it. If you have kids who love the Minions, absolutely, but for someone like me, like, it's not a franchise I care too deeply about, but it was fun to do, and I'm glad I got to do it real quick, and now I can do everything else. Alrighty, ride number 2 of the day was the Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. Now, this was always one of my favorite rides in my previous trips, but since then, I mean, my taste in coasters has matured. I've been on so many other rides that I think are a lot better, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna still like this one this time around, but I'm happy to say I still think it's a fun ride. I mean, it's not a perfect coaster. It's definitely got some jank to it. I noticed it was a little rough, but that didn't like ruin the experience for me, you know? Like, it's still fun. I love that non-inverting move, and there's some intense moments, like that helix towards the far end. You feel some pretty strong positives there. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of brake runs, but they never bother me that much. This ride is such a guilty pleasure for me, and I mean, any ride where I get to blast ABBA is good in my books. Just got off of Revenge of the Mummy, always one of my favorite rides here to do at Universal Studios. It is so fun, and I love like the humor and the fake out, and I mean all of the effects are also really well done. It's it is one of my favorite rides here on the resort. Of course, I got to take advantage of the single rider line, which was great because they didn't have single rider lines open for the other two rides. They are available usually, but I think it was just too early in the day to open them. So I'm glad I got to take advantage of that now. And from here, I was hoping to do Transformers. It was closed earlier when I went by, so I'm gonna see if it's open again now. But that's one that I've actually never done before, which is surprising because I love Spider-Man over at IOA, but for some reason I've always seen Transformers as a skippable ride, and I guess that's not the case. I guess it is supposed to be really good, so hopefully I get a chance to ride it today, but we'll see. I'm not seeing a line right now, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. All right, and I just did my first ever ride on Transformers. That was a good one. I'm kind of sad that I missed out on it all these years, but glad I got to do it today. I definitely do prefer Spider-Man over this one though. Like, I'm not that big of a Transformers fan myself, so I don't really know the lore and the backstory all that much beyond what would be considered common knowledge. But no, it was fun. It was very like high action, high intensity. I did find it more thrilling than Spider-Man, like in terms of the motions. I mean, it definitely has that going for it. So yeah, it was a great ride. Again, got to do single rider line, and I mean, the standby was only 15 minutes, so I wouldn't have been a long wait either way, because with single rider, I literally just walked on. But yeah, that was good. I'm glad, like, this was high on my list to do just from not doing it before, so I'm glad that I got to check it off my list right away.
Master Bluesman practicing his craft, brother. All right, let's take it home. Yeah, come on. Baby, don't you want to go? One more time, man. Sing it loud. Come on. Well, come on. Baby, don't you want to go? You're going to finish it. Back to that same old place, singing. Sweet home Chicago. Everybody gets hand like this. Come on, we're not through. They got a whole lot to do. Jake, Elwin, Mabel, and Sheriff. And guess what? You too. Hit it. Woo! You just we're coming to you on the dusty road now. Good loving, I got a truckload. Take it like a brother. Here when you get it, yeah, girl. You got something, you got soul. So don't worry. Say what? I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. We want to hear you. Do it. I'm a soul man. One more time, man. Do it. Do it. I'm a soul man. Come on. Hey, hey. Oh, twist it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Here we go, loop to loop. Oh, baby, shake it, everybody. All right, here we go, loop to line. Let me see you shake your tab. Let me see you shake your tab. Come on, let me see you shake your tab. Come on, let me see you shake your tab. Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Blues Brothers.
Together nice and loud and say, ladies, there's been a choreography change. We've cut the ballet. So give me shimmy. Give me shammy. Give me shammy. But honey, keep it all inside. Work on the hunch. Ladies, for you, I need to see sass. I need to see class. I need to see atmosphere. Watch it as a child present. Oh, Miss Marilyn, if you need anything at all, do not hesitate to ask. Thank you for the opportunity. All right, everybody, places and action!
Come in here, people.
Ladies, it's just a rehearsal. You don't have to work so hard. You're steaming up that guy's head. I can see my reflection in there.
Talk to me, Harry Winston. Tell me all about it.
Take it, Miss Marilyn. Nice. Look so nice.
Quite continental, but diamonds are
Svetlana, you're close up. 5, 6, think the cat is dead.
And we all search on the end.
Is Marilyn your closer, please? Stunning, gorgeous, perfection! All right, everybody, big round of applause on 3. 1, 2, 3! Woo!
Just did a race in New York starring Jimmy Fallon, and this is a ride that I was really excited about when it was first announced and being built. Over the years, I've kind of lost that interest, but I knew it was one that I had to do today, having, you know, never done it before. Again, this visit is all about catching up on those new attractions that I missed in the last 8 years, but it ended up being all right. Like, definitely not like a top tier groundbreaking attraction. Like, it is a simulator, and there's better simulators out there for sure, but it's just a wacky, fun time, and I didn't have to wait very long at all. I definitely wouldn't wait more than 10 or 15 minutes for it, but if you can get on it quick, it's not bad. Hello, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
All right. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Glad to hear it.
Attention, Agents E and I. Agent O will now meet you. Prison transport launched in 12 Arcadian weeks.
Another ride done, and this was Men in Black Alien Attack, which is one of my favorite rides here at Universal, and maybe like it's among one of my favorite dark rides out there just in general. It is so much fun. It's kind of this nice little blend between like a classic and a modern dark ride. There are so many animatronics in there, and the interactivity is so fun. And I love how it has a bit of a thrilling element too with all the spinning. It is just a fun ride all around. And I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for it as well, because it's a ride that my grandma and I really enjoyed doing during our first visit to Universal. And then when we came back later with my little cousins, we got to introduce them to it. And I mean, Men in Black in general is something that my family enjoys watching together. So yeah, I just love doing this attraction. It is always a good time. Now, I did ask about doing the immigration tour, which is where they take you down to the desks. You get an up-close look at the animatronics. They said they weren't running them right now, but they might be able to do it later in the day. So either way, I need to come back and do a re-ride on this. So there's still hope to do the tour, because that's something I've always wanted to do. Like, I've heard about it for so long, never got to do it myself. So yeah, either way, we'll be back here. Oh my gosh, I just came into the freestyle building here, and I had no idea this little alien dude was here. That's adorable. Just did the Simpsons ride, which is okay. It's definitely not my favorite in the park, and I mean, it's kind of weird because they don't do the 3D anymore, and that was the same with Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. I'm also not the biggest fan of The Simpsons. I do appreciate like the history and like all the, you know, the cultural references that they do. But with this ride, they really like go in and make fun of like theme parks and the theme park industry, and they have a few jabs at Disney, and I actually really do like the story and the humor of the ride. But the ride itself, I mean, if they were to replace it with something different, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. The other thing about my ride on it is that I was placed in the back row, which makes it hard to see. Like, you can't really see over top of the people in front of you that well, so it blocks out a lot of the visuals. So, yeah. I definitely didn't hate it, but, you know, it's just a one and done for me. So obviously, it's not open during my visit, but later in the year, Universal will be opening a brand new DreamWorks land based on properties like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Trolls, all that good stuff. And the one thing we can see from here is a giant tree stump from Shrek's Swamp House. Now, I'm not really sure what's actually going to be in the land. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some playgrounds. We do know that the old Woody Woodpecker's coaster is going to be rethemed as Troller Coaster. But beyond that, it's a bit of a mystery.
I kind of want one that says like festivities.
Oh man, you always gotta do ET when you come to Universal. It is so cute and so charming, and I mean, that queue, one of the best queues out there. I love being in the forest, and that forest smell is everything. But no, really, it is a great ride, and I love the ride system. It's so unique how the bikes are suspended, and you know, you can kind of transition between those parts where you're going along the ground and when you're flying, and it's just visually, like, it's not anything super advanced, but it is a beautiful ride to look at, especially in those ending scenes on the Green Planet. I just love ET so much. I'm a big fan. All right, something I haven't touched upon in my vlogs yet today is that it is Mardi Gras season here at Universal, which means that they have a few special offerings that they don't usually have at any other time of year. So they have some foods, they have the Mardi Gras Parade later tonight, and there's also concerts on Saturdays. Now, I'm visiting on I think it's Wednesday today. Other way, it's not the weekend, so I won't be able to do the concert, but I do want to try some of the food, and I'll definitely be watching the parade later. So it is around lunchtime now, so I'm actually trying to find the New Orleans booth, and we'll see what we can try there. So I thought that the New Orleans booth would have like jambalaya and stuff like that. It looks like they only have dessert items like beignets and king cake, which still sounds really good, but I need something a little more substantial right now. So maybe that's something to revisit later tonight. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna head into Minion Cafe. I keep hearing some good things about it. It's also a newer restaurant here, and I'd like to try it out, show it off for those of you who might not be as familiar with it, like myself. So let's head on in.
La 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 li la loo, la 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 loo, la 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 li la loo, la 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 loo. Do 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 re mi fa so, do 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 re mi, do 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 re mi fa so, do 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 re mi. So 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 la ti do, so 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 la, so 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 la ti do, so 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 la.
Okay, Minion Cafe was actually pretty good. I liked everything that I got. My main entree, which I forget exactly what it was called, had this nice little like spicy kick to it, of course, to be expected with that kind of plate. I was kind of looking for that Latin kind of food, so that was perfect. And then the cupcake, not only was it super cute, but it also had a really nice banana flavor. Again, exactly what you'd expect from a Minion themed restaurant. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that choice. And to be honest, I had heard good things about Minion's Cafe, but I didn't like believe them. You know, I'm like, how good can a Minions themed restaurant really be? But no, yeah, I actually really recommend doing it. And I try to avoid the typical burgers, fries, and chicken tenders when I'm at a theme park. I want something a little more unique and a little more fun, and they had those kind of things there. Another new to me experience that I'm going to get to do today is the Bourne Stunt Spectacular. Now this replaced the Terminator 2 3D attraction, and I've never done that one either, but I hear this one is like leagues above what Terminator was. Hello from Hollywood. So I just had a bit of a double feature here because of course I went in to see Bourne, which was so awesome. Like it might be one of the best stunt shows out there. I mean, the way they combine the screens and the technology with the practical sets and the live actors, it was so cool. And for those of you who don't know, like it's basically the show that happens in front of this giant 4K screen, and it really makes it hard to tell what's screen and what's real and physically in front of you. And they do a good job of transitioning things. Like there's like props and vehicles that seem to pop right out of the screen. Like one moment they're on stage, one moment they're on screen, and they just transition between the two so well. And it is just so spectacular. Of course, they have your traditional like fire effects, and they have the water effects, and they have actors hanging from the ceiling. Like, it was so good. And then right after that, like I managed to leave that show and head straight into my second one. And that one, of course, was the horror makeup show, which is one of my favorite shows here. It's one that I always have to see. It is always so fun. The hosts are hilarious. They have some really great like tongue-in-cheek jokes, a few stabs at Disney, but you also do learn a lot about the horror industry and how they do special effects and makeup. It is something that every like horror fan should try to see, and even if you're not as into horror, like it's still really interesting. Like I think everyone will enjoy it and have a good laugh. And with that, I have done every major attraction here at Universal Studios Florida except for Diagon Alley. And the reason for that is because usually that area and that the Gringotts attraction gets very long lines earlier in the day, so I've been holding off until later in order to go in hopes that the crowds wouldn't be so bad. So I'm gonna head over there now. Along the way, I'm going to see what the line for Fast and Furious is like, because I would like to try it at some point today. Obviously, it's not super high on my list of priorities, so if it is super long, I don't mind skipping it, but we'll see how it is. The other thing I gotta keep in mind is that the Mardi Gras Parade starts at 6:15, and I really want to see that. So if the line for Gringotts is too long, I might wait and do that later in the night. But even if I don't get on Gringotts right away, we have some extra time, so I at least want to explore the land for a little bit. And just like that, I have my first two beads of the night.
Stop dreaming.
Yeah, so that was bad. And I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be good. Like, I knew it had really bad reviews. But you know, I was still hopeful that I would find some sort of enjoyment out of it. And don't get me wrong, like the speed tunnel effect, it's cool. But as soon as you get into the ride, it's over already. Like, it is such a short attraction. I was not expecting it to be over that quickly. And then the other scenes that weren't that big high action speed tunnel, like, they were so boring. And the amount of times that they tell you, oh, make sure your phones are off and no flash photography, so so the people who are tracking you don't find you. I don't even know what the story was. It was kind of confusing for me. Again, Fast and Furious is not a franchise I'm personally connected with, but just the way they kept repeating it, like, once is fine. Like, I thought that was a creative way to kind of like establish the rules, but within the story and the context of that universe. But then they kept like drilling it in to the point where it's like, okay, we get it. Like, tell us something different now. So yeah, I was so hoping I'd be like one of those people who are like, yeah, it's bad, but I didn't mind it. No, like, I don't see myself doing that ride again unless I'm with other people who want to. But now we find ourselves in London. We have the night bus right here.
Afraid I'm gonna use the wrong word, you know what I mean? And like make a fool out of myself. Anyway, did you want a photosynthesis?
You used the wrong word again.
What? No, I didn't.
You did,
No, I
you said
didn't.
photosynthesis.
I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, come on, man.
But we are going to head this way into Diagon Alley. Of course, in the movie, this is where you have all the shifting bricks. And ready? This is one of my favorite theme park reveals ever. Just like that, we are in the Wizarding World. Alright, so Escape from Gringotts is currently a 50-minute wait, which is a little too close for comfort for me if I want to see the parade. But I think this is a perfect time to go to Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor. Of course, this is from the one of the books. I want to say The Prisoner of Azkaban. Alrighty, I got myself the Butterbeer soft serve ice cream, which sounds pretty good. I mean, I know I love the liquid Butterbeers, so I'm sure I'll love it just as much in frozen form. But I didn't know they had this. And I mean, as a lover of both ice cream and Butterbeer, I think this is the right choice.
I'm losing all control.
right, I did manage to get back to that New Orleans booth and I got myself some beignets. It came with 2 of them. So I'm holding one, you know, just to give you the visual. And then of course the Mardi Gras Parade is still going on behind me. So loops around, I managed to avoid it and get to this spot. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try this.
There is no safer place in the world than Gringotts Bank. The oldest wizarding families have stored their valuables here.
Alright, I just got off of Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, which was amazing as always. I love just the way that ride combines the roller coaster aspects with the dark ride aspects, and not just the dark ride, it kind of goes into a simulator kind of mode for parts of the ride, kind of, I guess, sort of like Fast and Furious and Reign of Kong, how they have those tunnels, similar technology but on a coaster track. But yeah, it is just so much fun, and I mean, the story that they tell is really exciting as well, and I love how there's that parallel between the 2 different parts of the Wizarding World. Like you have the Hogsmeade side and Forbidden Journey, which is like, I don't know, sometime between years 4 and 5, somewhere in that range. Whereas this one is definitely more in the Deathly Hallows kind of timeline. Yeah, it is a fun ride. And again, every Harry Potter fan needs to, you know, they need to go and explore the Diagon Alley area, because there are so many little Easter eggs to find, so many references, and it's just a fun time. And I mean, like, I am a Harry Potter fan, but I haven't been super connected with the franchise lately. Like, it's been a hot minute since I've read the books, and I haven't really watched the movies too much lately. But being here, like, it all comes back, you know? It's like, you know, I'm in the height of my fandom all over again. Now, the park does close in 15 minutes, and I don't have time for too much else, but I do want to get a second ride on Mummy before heading out, so that is where I'm heading right now.
Hope you enjoyed yourself. I would have enjoyed this interview a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee! Thank you.
And that's a wrap on my day at Universal Studios Florida. Overall, it was a pretty good day, and I got to do every attraction in the park, some more than once. And of course, we also got to watch the Mardi Gras Parade. But even despite all of that, I even had some moments to just relax and wander around. And this park is perfect for that. I mean, I'm sure I said that for Islands of Adventure as well, but yeah, both of these parks in general, like, it's great to rush around and get through all of the major rides. But then once you've done that, it's good to just slow down and take it all in and just enjoy the atmosphere. Anyways, the park is now closed. I am on my way out, but my night's not quite over yet. I'm gonna grab some dinner over at City Walk, and I don't know if I'll do anything after that. We'll see how I'm feeling. I might actually head back to the hotel and just chill in the pool for a bit. But yeah, I'll catch up with you in just a moment. Well, if you're not too keen about keeping your money at Gringotts, there's always the Bank of Evil. I mean, I think I know which one I'd keep my money at, but I'll leave that decision up to you. So I just realized that I completely forgot that Minion Con existed, and I guess there is one ride that I missed today. You know, I'm not even mad at it. There's just so many other things in the park that I was wanting to do more than this. But I guess this gives me a reason to come back. Not that I didn't have one already, but it definitely won't be as long until I come back as it was last time. Alrighty, so I decided to end my night here at Cowfish, which is a combination of a burger bar and a sushi bar. They have some really cool menu items. I can't wait to show you what I got. But we're starting out with a drink here. This is the Moo Fish Punch, which has coconut, banana, and raspberry liqueur. And it's got orange and pineapple juice in it. It looks really good, and I just had a little sip, and it is so tasty. I love fruitier cocktails, and this definitely qualifies. Cheers. Yeah, that's really nice. So, I mean, I know I just described it as fruity, but it's really more citrusy. It's like drinking an orange juice, but with a twist, if that makes sense. And this is the main course. This is the Burgushi bento box. I'll try to explain everything we have here. So we have a mini burger with American cheese and onion. I'm not sure if there's anything else in there. Okay, looks like there's a pickle or something on the bottom. For the sushi roll, you had your pick of 3 different options. I went with the firecracker roll, which looks so good. I love firecracker rolls in general, so I'm really excited to dig into that. Looks like you have some edamame. Not entirely sure what that is. I will try to find a description and put it up. And you got some sweet potato fries. Oh, I just looked it up. These are Thai cucumbers. All right, and that is going to do it for today's visit to Universal Studios Florida. Overall, this was a really good day. Like I said, I got to do everything that I wanted to do other than Villains Con Minion Blast. I can't believe I forgot about that ride, but you know what? It's a new one and it's right there at the front of the park, so it's kind of one of those out of sight, out of mind situations. But other than that, I got to do everything I wanted. Plus, as I said, I got to do some of the Mardi Gras things, which again was a really unique aspect to my visit. That was just kind of the cherry on top of it all. You know, I didn't really plan my trip specifically for Mardi Gras. I really planned it because that's when I had time off of school for reading week, but it just worked out perfectly. It's an event that I always wanted to do, and hey, it just worked out that I got to do it this time around. Now, when it comes to comparing Islands of Adventure versus Universal Studios Florida, I'm definitely more of an IOA person. I just like the attractions there more, and I just find it to be more of an immersive park. But Universal Studios Florida does offer a lot of really interesting attractions, and like I was saying, saying, it's just a really good park to just vibe in. And really, to get the full Universal Studios experience, you need to allow yourself time to stop and watch the shows and to just immerse yourself into the character of the park. It's the same with Islands of Adventure. Both Universal Studios parks are parks that you really need to take your time in to get the full experience. Anyways, coming up, we're all done with Universal Studios, so my next couple of vlogs will focus on Walt Disney World, starting with a morning at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So if you don't want to miss that vlog or any of my other adventures from theme parks, attractions, and beyond, you might want to consider becoming a subscriber. You can also find me on social media to continue the conversation and check out some other content that I post on those platforms, and you can do that by finding me as @ADBParker on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, and @AdventuresWithParker on Facebook and TikTok. As always, big shout out to my Patreon subscribers for going above and beyond and supporting this channel, and if you're interested in doing the same, you can visit patreon.com/ADBParker to learn more. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, the adventures are calling. Bye-bye!
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Put your hands together right now. Here we go, loop-de-loop. Everybody come on and party with the Blues Brothers, yeah. Here we go, loop-de-loop.
All right.